Okay, this is a video to teach you Riichi Mahjong if you're an absolute beginner. That means either you don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, you just stumbled on this video by pure luck, or you are interested in Mahjong but have never played it, or maybe you played once with a friend and you got crushed and you didn't understand anything. Well, that's a video for you. Riichi Mahjong is really hard and really hard to learn, but we'll get through it. So, you want to learn Riichi Mahjong, huh? Well, we'll go through 4 steps. The first one is like, what the hell is Riichi Mahjong? Why you should play it, why learning it is going to be a little painful, and then we'll actually be learning it a little. We can't look at everything, there's too much content, but that will be enough. So what the hell is Riichi Mahjong, man? It's a 4-player game of bluff and luck. You play counterclockwise, drawing and discarding tiles. You can use some of the tiles that people discard, which means that you need to pay attention to what the hell you're throwing away. And the goal of the game is to form a hand that meets 2 main conditions. We'll be looking at what those conditions are. But basically you start with 13 tiles, and then you draw another one, that's 14, then you'll just discard it, and draw again, discard, and so on, until you get the 14 tiles that make up a winning hand. So why should I play this word game? Well, it's fun. Okay, I guess you don't trust me. It's a good mix of skill and luck, which makes it a good social game. You don't want a game where you have that one friend who's way too fucking good at it and it's gonna crush you all the time. It's not fun. Mahjong has luck in it, quite a bit of it, which means that even as a beginner, you can win, you can have fun. I mean, you can have fun without winning, obviously, but I think it is important that you still have a chance even against strong players. In the long run, they'll win, but maybe you'll get a round or 2. The clicking of the tiles is super satisfying, and in fact, just playing with tiles in general is kind of dope. You go click, 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 click. You move them around, it's really nice. And I don't know, you can join a club, make new friends, I don't know, man, just play the game. Learning Mahjong, kind of a pain though. You gotta learn what the tiles are, you gotta understand what the hell you're supposed to do with those tiles, you gotta remember lots of combinations of the tiles called yakus. And there's like a ton of small rules that are very important. We'll look at the most important ones, but I mean, we can't look at everything, man. It'll be enough to start playing. All right, time to teach you. Here are the tiles. This looks like a lot. We'll go through it slowly, don't worry about it. Well, first off, you got 3 suits of numbers. And the suits are characters, coins, and bamboos. If you're interested in Japanese name, that's manzu, or man. Pinsu, or pin, and sosu, or so, I don't know how you pronounce that, S-O-U, anyway. And then you got from 1 to 9. The coins are the easiest, you just count the number of coins, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Bamboos is kind of the same, you just have 2 weirdos. The first weirdo is the 8, which has this M shape, but that's actually 4 bamboos, and the 1, which is a bird. In some images, the bird is sitting on a bamboo, so I think that's the idea. Anyway, the bird kind of changes between editions of the games, so maybe your bird won't look like this, but anyway, just bird equals 1, right? Then you got the characters, and that's the hard one if you don't speak Japanese or Chinese, because, I mean, they would just literally be Chinese to you. So, you gotta learn them. 1, 2, 3 is very easy, like literally 1, 2, or 3. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you gotta learn them. It's not that hard. Some sets have the number on the top right, or you can even write them with like a Sharpie or something. I won't judge, that's fine. But otherwise you can just learn them, it doesn't take too much. What I tend to do when I show Mahjong to beginners is that I have a cheat sheet in the middle of the table with those numbers, so people can actually look them up. So those are the numbers, and the numbers are separated in 2 categories. The terminals, which is, you know, at the ends, that makes sense, it's in the name, and the simples. The simples is everything else, it's from 2 to 8. That's quite important. Remember that the simples are the numbers between 2 and 8, okay? All right. Then you got the honors, and the honors are split in 2 categories. They look scary to remember. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. All you need to be able to is, if I give you 2 easts, you're capable of telling me that both are east. That's it. If you're interested, they call Tong, Nan, Shi, and Pei. Probably mixed Chinese and Japanese, but whatever. What matters is east, south, west, and north. If you can learn them, it's good, but at the beginning, honestly, it doesn't matter. Then you got the dragons. Dragons are kind of easy because they have the colors. Red and green are literally red and green, and white has nothing, so it's the white tile. Sometimes it's got a border on the edge like this, but it's just white. Anyway, those are the honors split in wins and dragons. So, what do you do with them? Well, to create a hand, you need to meet two conditions. And let's talk about condition number 1 first. It must contain a pair of anything. For example, like here, we have 2 7 of bamboos and 4 groups of 3, either triplets or sequences. So that's a triplet and that's a sequence. What makes a triplet? Well, it's 3 times the same thing. What makes a sequence? Well, 4 5 6 or 1 2 3 or 2 3 4. Or, I mean, you understand what that means, right? You understand numbers. Both of those are condition 1. You need the pair and the 4 groups of 3. There is technically an exception to this, but honestly, let's not talk about it. You'll learn it later. Then, I mean, those aren't supposed to show up, but whatever. Condition 2 is the hard one. You need to have at least 1 yaku. And what is a yaku? Well, it's a hand type. It's like if you play poker, you have a flush or a straight or a full house, that's a yaku. Let's look at some easy yakus. Well, you have all simples. Remember what simples are? Numbers between 2 and 8, that's it. You need a hand that doesn't have anything else, only two 2-8s. So here's one. I had to correct this because there was a 1, which is why it looks weird. So you got a triplet of 7, 2 3 4, 4 5 6, and then a pair of 8. So we got our 4 groups of 3, our pair, and we have the all simples. So we've got both conditions, baby. That's a winning hand. Okay, this isn't supposed to show up yet, but whatever. PowerPoint is hard. The half flush, you can only have 1 suit, but you're allowed to have honors. For example, this one. You have 1 2 3, 4 5 6, 7 8 9. That's actually Jakub, doesn't matter. And then you got some dragons and you got a pair of 8s. That's a full hand because you got 1 2 3 sequences, 1 triplet and a pair, 4 groups and a pair, and it's a half flush. Only have 1 suit, which is characters. You can also have full flush, and full flush is the same as half, but you're not allowed to have honors, so no dragons, no wins. They should be, I don't know, maybe 2 3 4 out of characters. And finally, you got toy toy. Toy toy is kind of easy to remember. You are not allowed to have sequences. So for your groups of 3, it must be triplets. So here it's 7 7 7, 8 8 8, dragon dragon dragon, 7 7 7, and you got the pair. Again, 4 groups of 3, we got the pair, and we meet a yaku. Winning hand, baby. How do we get your hand there, though? Because, like, I mean, that's a lot of conditions. Well, every turn, you are gonna draw tile from something called the wall. And the wall basically is like a pile of upside down tiles. It's the draw. Doesn't matter what the wall is. Then you're gonna discard one from your hand. So you start every turn, you have 13 tiles. You draw one, you're at 14. Either that's it, you won, you got everything you need, or you're gonna discard one. So slowly you're gonna build up your hand towards what you want. There's also 2 things you can do. When any players discards a tile which would allow you to complete a triplet, you can pawn it. What does that mean? Well, you take it as if it was your turn to draw, and you draw that tile, and then you discard whatever you want. But when you do this, you got to prove to other people that you're not just taking it because you want it. You're taking it to complete the triplet. So you got to show the triplet to everyone. You just lay it down on the table so everyone can see it. When the player before you, so the person on your left, since it's counterclockwise, right, discards a tile which allows you to complete the sequence, you can chi it. It's the same shit. It's just a sequence, not a triplet. So pawn is any player for a triplet, and chi is the player before you for a sequence. Those actions, we call them calls. As soon as you're showing anything on the table, as soon as you did any call, your hand is gonna be called open. Why? Because, well, you opened it up. You're showing something, part of your hand on the table, right? Otherwise, your hand is closed. Why do you care about open or closed? Well, some yakus will only work if your hand is closed, or they'll give you more points if your hand's closed. So keeping your hand closed is kind of nice. It's kind of cool. One special yaku that works on closed hands is called Riichi. That's in the name of the game, so it must be important, right? It is. To use Riichi, you first need to be 1 tile away from winning. That's called being in tenpai. Okay, that's too many weird words. What? Explain. Here is the hand. I mean, it's missing 1 tile technically, but it doesn't matter. You got a triplet, a sequence, a triplet, and a pair, and we're just missing 1 thing here to complete this sequence, right? Beautiful. We are 1 tile away from winning. That's exactly what it means, baby. That's what it's called to be in tenpai. And if you notice here in this hand, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tiles. As I've said earlier, you have 13 tiles, and each turn you draw one, so you had 14 temporarily, and then you discard once, you're back at 13. So you can't have a winning hand while you're not drawing something, right? Because 13 tiles is not enough. So that's what your hand looks like right now, before you draw anything, or just after you discard it. Anyway, you're in Tenpai, so you can declare Riichi. As I was saying, we're missing the 104 character to complete the last sequence. That's Tenpai, baby. So you can declare Riichi in this state. So what does that mean? Well, you say Riichi out loud, and it'll do a couple things. The first off is you're not allowed to change your hand. What does that mean? Well, you draw a tile, you look at it, either it's the 104 and you win, or you discard that tile that you just draw. You're not allowed, for example, to throw away that 7 here or that 8 here. You can't change things. To declare Riichi, you're supposed to bet some points. I mean, it doesn't matter. Let's not talk about points yet. But also, everyone knows that we're 1 tile away. You just declare to everyone, hey fellas, I'm gonna win soon. Which is important because it's gonna change how people are gonna play. They're like, how do I win? Well, either, as I said, you draw that last tile. You draw the 1 of characters and woo, that's the tile. So you can just say sumo. And sumo means, you lost suckers, I just drew what I wanted. Or, someone else will discard what the fuck you're waiting for, and you take it and you say run. And run means fuck you in particular, because that's my tile, I need it. So someone, like let's say the person in front of you drops the 4th character, you say run, he cries, you take it, you win. Hell yeah, man, you won. One important bit though, you can't run if you threw away one of your winning tiles, because you would be in furiten. Furri what? Like, I'm not making up words, I'm sorry, I swear, that's actually part of the game. So let's look at the hand again. Okay, you got the hand, right? So we're waiting on the 1 or 4 of characters. If in this game, in this round, you threw the 1 or the 4 of characters before, you discarded it, then you are in furiten, because in the past, you threw away one of the tiles that you need right now to win. What does that mean? Well, you're not allowed to run on this hand. Even if you threw the 1 and you want to run the 4. So that's very important. If you threw anything from the weight, and the weight is what you need to win, you can't run it. So why is that important? Well, because other players, they know you're in Riichi, they know you're almost ready to win, but they can discard any tile that you have discarded in the past, and they know it's safe, because you can't run them. That's where the bluff and so on comes in. People will look at what you threw before, and then they'll be like, oh, I can throw this away because that's safe. I'm not risking to get run by that player, because they don't want you to win. Please tell me we're done? Yeah, almost, I swear. There's like a couple extra rules that I'm gonna go over quickly, but honestly, they don't matter that much. There are some tiles that give bonus points each round, and we call them Dora and Akadora. Akadora are the ones that are red. It's like a 5 of bamboo, a 5 of coins, and a 5 of characters. They are all red instead of the regular color. They're Akadora, they give 1 bonus point if you win. Doras are chosen by flipping 1 tile in the draw, so you see what it is. The Dora is the tile after the indicator, which is kind of weird. So if it indicates the 4 of bamboo, well, the Dora is the 5 of bamboo. For the dragons and the winds, it's kind of weird, and honestly, don't care about it. If you have a triplet and someone discards the 4th tile of the same thing, you can open, you can call it and say kan. 2 things important here. So one thing I didn't mention, there's 4 of each tiles. So that's, you have all the tiles. Let's say you have 3 green dragons, someone throw a green dragon, you can say kan, you got all 4, baby. It will count as a triplet for things like Toy Toy. The other thing this will do is that you'll create a new Dora. You'll flip another tile in the wall and boom, there's a new Dora in the game. That's basically all it is. You can do that from your own hand too. So let's say you have 3 green dragons and you draw the 4th green dragon, boom, you can say can. Or if in the past you pawn the 3 dragons and then you draw the 4th, you can add it and say can. Honestly, that's not much of a concern. Then you have to like calculate points to know how much you win, but honestly, at this point, you shouldn't care yet. Just try to win and don't care about like trying to understand how much you won. There's a lot more Yaku that I'm showing you. Early on, knowing Toy, all simples, the flashes, and Riichi, that's already a lot. You don't need much more. You can learn the other ones at your own pace. Just look them up online, and maybe you're like, oh, I'll learn this one this week. But you don't need to rush them. Some of them are kind of easy to learn, so you can learn these ones. For example, if you have a triplet of any dragons, boom, that's a Yaku, baby. Very easy to learn. Maybe learn that one, maybe learn a few others. You do you. And that's it. That's how you play Mahjong, baby. I hope you'll be having fun. You can play online. There's a lot of like online Riichi Mahjong platforms. You can play in person. There's like a club probably in your city, and you can learn the game while meeting new people. Have fun. Remember not to be in Fullerton, and see you next time.